Alright, so boom. Welcome back to the Real Housewives of F1. We are still going. We are at episode 8. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible, but there's a lot of lore, a lot of factors, and a lot of people that go into this. It's going to be a lot of switching of the background because I got to make sure y'all know who each person is and what we're going into. Today we're talking about Red Bull. So we talked about Red Bull a little bit earlier on in the season, especially with Christian Horner and his whole allegations. It I'm not gonna say it gets worse. Not about that story, but he is such a problematic person. And I'm gonna tell you why. So essentially, these are your current Red Bull drivers. You have Max Verstappen, current three-world champion, trying to go for his fourth right now. We talked about that kind of throughout the season. This is Perez, Sergio Perez. So basically, he's kind of like the second driver. Like everybody knows this. Like Max is like way better than him. We kind of know this already. But he's supposed to be still up there, getting front row lockouts, scoring points so that they can win in the constructors. So we've talked about that a little bit, with the fight between McLaren and Ferrari. So the reason why it's really a fight to begin with, because Max is still winning and he was winning especially early on in the season. Sergio, so last season, or that was the season of 2023, because we're talking about 2024. The season of 2023, Sergio was actually doing really well. Like, it would be first, second, first, second, first, second. And that's also because of the dominance of the car. This season, or in 2024, he was not doing so well. He was close to the back. He was barely scoring points or even barely getting up on, like, the podium. And so now Christian Horner's like, okay, verbatim, this is what he said. What are we going to do about our Mexican? Now, calling him just our Mexican, crazy. He's the only Mexican on the grid. But you could just say Checo. That is his nickname. Very easy. Like, I don't know why they did that. Anywho, or why he did that. So he's trying to figure out, okay, who's going to be the next driver? Sergio's not, performing up to par. And they basically have, so they're the only team, and this should not be legal, but they figured out a way to do it. They're the only team that has a sister team on the roster, meaning that not only do they like give them parts, because there's a bunch of teams that give other teams parts, like Mercedes does it, McLaren does it, or not McLaren, Ferrari does it, stuff like that. But they have like a whole team that like is their sister team or their B team, and so when they have drivers that go up through the ranks, they usually go to the B team first, and then they go up to the A team, which is Red Bull, right? So they have so many drivers to choose from. So I'm going to go to some of the drivers that they have to choose from, but right now they're trying to figure out who's going to replace Perez. So the first option is this guy. This guy is Daniel Perez. Not Daniel Perez. Oh my gosh. Daniel Ricciardo. Jesus. Guys, Daniel Ricciardo. He's been a Red Bull staple for years. He was on their team, like the regular A team. I want to say in 2019, if I remember correctly, before he left. It might have been 2017, 2018. So he was on the Red Bull team, was fighting really hard. He was on his way to basically getting a driver's championship, but the car at that time, Red Bull's car, wasn't that good. Mercedes had kind of top performing car. And so he couldn't get a chance to go to Mercedes, but he was trying to find the next team that was going to have a really good performing car, and he didn't see that in Red Bull's future, so he decided to go to Renault. Now worked his way back. He went to I think in 2 other different teams. Now he's back. He's at Visa Cash App, or the B Red Bull team, right? So he's at the B Red Bull team. Then Daniel Ricciardo is beloved by the Red Bull family, so they want to keep him around, but he's getting older. And they're looking at his performances even on the B team, and they're like, we're not impressed. We're not impressed with what he's doing, blase blase. And so they're not even impressed with what he's doing on the B team, let alone to even bring him up to the A team. So lo and behold, even though he not only is he a staple in Red Bull, but he's a staple for people that watch Drive to Survive because they started the story around him, he loses a seat. So he loses his seat in the B team. They don't say it outright if he's ever going to come back as an ambassador, if he's ever going to come back as a driver. But, even he's kind of questioning if it's even right to come back. And so they kind of end the season off with him losing the seat. And then we're going to go to the person who actually replaced him. All right. So now we're going to go to the other, the other reserve and B team drivers. That's what I'm telling you guys. Try to keep up. I know this is a lot. Try to just bear with me. So now we have Liam Lawson. So Liam Lawson is the one who replaced Daniel Ricciardo like a little bit past mid-season, but basically there was like 5 races left, and then Liam Lawson replaced Daniel Ricciardo in the B team, in the Red Bull B team. just to try him out and to basically figure out if he's going to be good to move up into the A team. Because remember, they're still trying to figure out who's going to replace Perez in the A team, right? So they're looking at Liam Lawson. He replaces Daniel Ricciardo in the B team. Now, you have Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda's been a part of this Visa Cash App B team for so long now. People are always fighting for him to get his just due and his chance to race in the A team. Why won't Christian Horner put him in the A team? Your guess is as good as mine, honestly. I think it has something to do with the relationship between, they had a partner, Honda, and I think their partner, Honda, Japanese-based company, driver Japanese, so they were trying to feed him through, but now I think they're replacing the engine and they're not going to go with Honda anymore, or Audi are going to another team. I don't know the background details of it, but essentially he just hasn't been building, I guess, a connection enough with Christian Horner for him to go to the A team. And he's driving consistently okay or well, but like they haven't seen him, I guess, do good enough to be a part of the A team, which I don't know why they're leaping at Liam and not just giving it to Yuki first and then everybody moving up in the ranks that way. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they don't like people of other races. Who knows? I'm just putting that out there. Anywho, so now that we have these two, so now these two are racing for the B team, and this is getting towards the end. At the Mexican Grand Prix, so remember, Checo on the A team is Mexican. At his home Grand Prix, he doesn't qualify well. I think he gets to like 17th place. Max qualifies in like first or second, whatever. So Liam Lawson, I think, qualifies 15th or 15th, 14th, around there. So they qualify around the same area. So Liam wants to get Checo's job. He's like, I want to be an A-team Red Bull driver. So what does this man do but show his ass? He drives not like a madman. He drives pretty well. But so at one point, that something happens and Checo's car gets messed up. He has to go pit for some reason, and he ends up all the way in the back of the grid. At this point, Max laps him, right? Max laps Checo. He goes forward. He gets up to Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson politely says, "Oh, you're Max here. Go through. Your race is not with me. There you go." But what does he do when Checo comes around? Fights him left and right, front and center. Oh my gosh. Damn near runs him off the road. And after he fights him off and and doesn't let him go past, or Checo goes past and then he passes him back again and then keeps going off because I think he damages his car. Yeah. So Checo gets past him and then he goes up and then he kind of hits him on the side, so then Checo's car is damaged and then he passes him again. What does Liam Lawson do? Give him the middle finger as he drives past him. Everyone saw it. At Checo's home Grand Prix. That's what this guy does. And what happens after that? Christian Horner sits him down and he's like, yeah, in the interview he's telling Netflix, yeah, that wasn't okay to do. You have to give him a good talking to. We decided to also give him Checo's seat. What? So you're telling me that if you're palm colored, you can disrespect the A-team driver, damage their car, and then still get promoted? Y'all let me know how that works. Y'all tell me actually how that works. So that was the tea in this episode. I had to go through a lot of different pictures. Hopefully y'all followed well. But essentially, he replaced the guy in the first picture I showed y'all. And we'll see what he does this season. And hopefully he's not as disrespectful. Catch y'all in the next episode.